We're back. We're back, y'all. We're back. Thank you, God. Yo, guys, welcome back, man. My name is Ricky, and welcome to season 2 of Turn to Your Neighbor. I know y'all been asking me, when season 2 coming out? Season 1 was amazing. Well, I needed to drop. It's February. All right, okay. We back, all right, guys, and we're better than ever, man. Season 1 was amazing. I appreciate all the love and support that I got with my start of my show, but now I promise y'all, season 2 is going to be bigger and better. So listen, y'all already know how the show goes. On Turn to Your Neighbor, I invite my friends, my homies, right? And we come here and we debate topics. We have fun. We joke with each other. But it's all love right here on this show. And for season 2, I'm going to make an emphasis on highlighting some of the great hometown Philly heroes that we have right here in our city. Now, you know Philly is full of talent, creatives, just good people, guys. And on this show, we want to highlight them all, or as many as we can, because, you know, my budget is not that big. But actually, I don't even have a budget. But okay, moving forward, you know, we're going to make it pop. So I'm honored that our first guest for today agreed to come on, man, and show love. Man, this brother right here is the host of Terrell's Top 5 on YouTube. He's a regular at Caroline's on Broadway, all right, and he's one of Comedy Central's top comics to watch, guys. I ran into a couple times, saw him kill at Helium. He is not just hilarious, he's just a good person. Love this guy, all right? So help me show some love to my guy, Erik Terrell.
What's up, Ricky? How you feeling, baby?
I'm good, man. Yo, thank you for being on the show, man. I appreciate it, bro.
Oh man, I appreciate you having me. This is great.
Yeah, man. I feel like it's a weird time. Like everyone has to do everything virtually now.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Interviews work virtually.
Yeah. Ever comedy shows go?
I'm not sure.
Comedy, how you feel about virtual comedy shows?
They stink, honestly. I think it sucks that that's the closest we can get to doing comedy sometimes. But December and January were really slow as far as live stand-up comedy, but there's a lot more gigs happening now. You know, my calendar's filling up again. A lot of comedians' calendars filling up again, just like they sort of filled up back in September, October, November, before the latest shutdown started. So yeah, it's on and off, but yeah, virtual comedy shows are unnecessary. I mean, unless we're supporting some hungry kids somewhere that need book bags and food to eat. Why are we doing this? It's not stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy should be live. And if it's not live, it should be recorded when it was live.
Yeah, exactly.
So what?
You know,
we got to do what we got to do.
I feel you on that one, man. I tried to watch one, and it was just like you couldn't laugh on time. You were missing beats. It was just the most awkward moment. So I'm glad that people are getting gigs again, man. I'm excited to get myself back in Helium soon. All right, but for those who might not be familiar with you, how about this? How about you share a little bit of your background? I know you're from Philly. What part of Philly are you from?
Well, I'm from Logan. I'm from
Logan. Right on 9th Street.
You Front Street?
9th and 9th and Fisher.
9th and Fisher? Okay, yeah. I'm like right around the corner from 16th and Fisher.
Okay.
So yeah. So I mean, if we were gang affiliated, like these little kids out here gangbang, you would say top side, I would say, you know, bottom, whatever. Yeah. Those words are, they say. But yeah. but I guess we both from Logan. So yeah, I didn't really think about like stand up until I thought about stand up a little bit here and there, but I didn't think about actually doing stand up. I didn't think I would ever do stand up until I was in college. And that's when I started doing stand up. And I went to college at Hampton University in Hampton, Virginia. So I spent 4 years down there, started in 2009, and I graduated in 2013. 2011 is when I started doing stand up. And it was, you know, it was
Yeah.
just, it was history. You know, it
It's
was history. And the funny thing is that when I started doing stand up, it's not like I thought I was going to be doing it for the rest of my life, or I didn't think it would be plan A. I
Yeah.
didn't think it would be like the one thing that I care about more than anything else. I just did it to prove to myself and a few other people that I could do it. And I did it and I enjoyed it. I did it a few more times in quick succession.
Mm,
And at that point I was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is it for me. This is where I belong.
nice. You got that feeling, right? So along that
Oh,
stand up, along the way, did you have any like role models that helped you or influenced you, or maybe set you up, or that you looked up to?
well, as far as getting started doing stand up, no, there was really nobody. When I first started out, one guy that put me on stage a lot was Michael Sean.
Mhm.
He's a radio DJ. He used to be on 100.3 The Beat,
Mhm.
Philly. He moved to Dallas a bunch of years ago. But I know being from Philly, a lot of the Philly OGs really helped me out once I had already gotten started, like Toure, Chris Cotton, Derek Gaines, Monroe Martin, Reggie Conquest, Sean Jackson. These are all guys that were like a generation ahead of me that
Yeah.
had like started comedy 5 or 10 years before I started. And, you know, they kind of scooped me up and kind of helped me get into the flow, get into the rhythm. And I, you know, all of those names, you know, that I just mentioned, all of them equally instrumental. Keith Robinson is another name. He's more of a OG. You know, Keith Robinson helped train Kevin Hart.
Yeah. I heard the name.
And at this, yeah, right. At this point, Keith Robinson's like, I mean, he's still like, I don't know, he's probably like 10 or 15 years older than Kevin Hart.
Okay.
He's That's why I say he's like an OG. But he was really instrumental in helping me gain my confidence. He's from Philly too, of course,
Yeah.
like, you know, all these guys are. And except Derek Gaines, he's from South Jersey. But yeah, you know, it's a community. It's a community, and they all looked out for me, and they all helped me get on stage, and they helped me build confidence, because with a young comedian, you know, the two most important things to instill in us is, well, of course there's getting on stage, but outside of that, and helping them engage, but outside of that, you know, is humility and confidence.
Yeah.
Right? Knowing when to be confident when you're on stage, knowing when to be humble when you're off stage. And
Right.
so they really they really help me sort of embody those things.
Yeah. So it's funny because I feel like Philly has so much slept on talent. Like everyone knows the Kevin Hart's, everyone knows the Will Smith, Cosby, but there's so many other people in Philly who aren't the big names but are so talented and so gifted and give it back to the community. So I'm glad you got to highlight a couple of those guys, man.
Oh
Um,
man, good guys, man, good guys.
yeah, yeah. So I know you mentioned comedy not being, you didn't think it was going to be your A plan, right? But it seems like, everything's been going well. Where do you want to, how far do you want to go with this? Like, how do you see your future? What are some of your future goals? Is it Hollywood?
Well, I want to get to a point where I can stop doing stand up for maybe like a year or two and then do it again.
Mm,
Like I want to be able to stop doing it and then pick up where I left off. I'm not at that point yet. I feel like I haven't succeeded when I'm able to do that. Like how J. Cole said in one of his songs, he's like, you know, when rapping ain't fun no more, I'm gonna stop doing it. But you know, when he said that, he was still sort of at a place where he couldn't really do that yet. But it's getting to a place where you've kind of made it in a sense. And so for me, I look at specials, global specials, specials that are sold to the biggest networks on the planet, the Netflixes, the HBOs, or what have you, to a point where I'm just cranking out top billing comedy specials whenever I want to crank them out, to the point where my fan base is global and they will support these specials to the point where I can do them when I want to do them. And I'm on my way to that place, and once I get to that place, then I'll be able to have fun in the entertainment business and do what I want, whether it be movies, whether it be writing books, or I can make children's books. I could be a motivational speaker if I want. I can just do whatever, but I'll never leave stand up alone, because stand up's what I love more than anything. So just coming back to stand up, but also doing what I want when I want. That's where I want to get. But as far as where I see myself getting in stand up, I would say top billing network specials. That's what I look at as the pinnacle. I want to accomplish absolutely anything that can be accomplished in stand up comedy.
No, I feel you, man. That's the dream. That's the goal, man. I love it. So now I'm gonna ask you a tough one, man. This is a question I've asked a couple other of my boys. Tough questions coming up. I asked a couple of my other boys. We debated about it, but I need to hear it from you, man. Who are your top 5 comedians all time?
That's a tough one.
Told you, man. Told you. Somebody's gonna be hurt. Somebody's gonna get their feelings hurt.
Right. Now, it's funny because when you talk about a Mount Rushmore, it's a lot easier for me because that's 4 guys, right? But top 5 is difficult because I always struggle with that 5th person.
Well, we're gonna make it hard for you today.
I can give you, I can give you my top 4 easy. My top 4 is Dave Chappelle, Richard Pryor, Chris Rock, and then my 4th. A lot of black people might look at me funny when I say this name, but my 4th would be Jerry Seinfeld.
Ooh, all right. Look, that's my guy. So I feel you on that one.
Yeah,
I feel you on that one.
Right. So if I had a Mount Rushmore, you got Dave, Richard, Chris, Jerry. That's the Mount.
All right. I'm gonna just tell you who you left off some names. Now you left off Bernie.
And he's on the top. Like for my 5th person, I considered him. Yeah, go ahead.
Eddie.
Right.
Ooh. Bill. All right. I'm just saying. Somebody's feelings hurt. Chris Tucker, man. Left him off too.
Bill is amazing.
Yeah.
Bill is unbelievable.
One of the best storytellers.
One of the best storytellers, and honestly, he's the best people at making shows, like making TV shows.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I look in terms of stand up, and Bill is definitely one of the greatest stand up, in my opinion, as well. Which is why that 5th person, I would right now I would land on Bernie Mac for my 5th person. But it's tough though. It's tough because I contemplate a Ricky Gervais. I contemplate Louis C.K. I contemplate Bill Cosby. I contemplate Red Fox. And there's a lot of names that I contemplate and vacillate on, but
do you contemplate Erik
today? I was well, he's my sixth man. Soon to be in the top.
Gotcha.
He might need another 10 or 15 years.
All right, so we're gonna jump into a quick little game that's very familiar to most people. It's called Would You Rather. I give you a couple of questions. Would you rather do this? Would you rather do that? And you have to pick one, regardless of how silly it may be or how hard it might be to choose. All right, you got to pick. You can't back out this one. All right. So how about this? Let's start off light. Would you rather party with Eddie Murphy or party with Kevin Hart?
Yes. See, you talking about partying now. I gotta party with Eddie, man. I gotta party with Eddie.
I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, Eddie. Yeah, I just see. I hate to upset people with the reasoning behind that answer,
Your truth is your truth.
because I know it's a lot of big Kevin Hart fans out there.
Mhm.
Uh, but honestly, I feel like Eddie partying with Eddie would be a little bit more fun, just because I feel like Eddie is a little more authentic,
Mhm.
right? Like where Kevin Hart is authentic too. He's definitely authentic, but when it comes to connection as opposed to means to an end, like Eddie's more about relationships as opposed to like relationships for the sake of relationships as opposed to relationships that are going to result in something.
Right. I
Right,
hear. I
because
hear what you're
Kevin,
saying.
and that's why Kevin Hart is where he is now. You know, he's such a businessman. He's a
Yeah.
shrewd businessman.
Right.
Right. So the guest list on Kevin Hart's party
Mhm.
is like big time. Like you might get like a Jeff Bezos
Mhm.
and like maybe the biggest movers and shakers like an Oprah Winfrey or something, like people that are sewing into Kevin Hart. But the guest list on Eddie Murphy's guest list would be more like a Dennis Rodman, Meta World Peace, you know
Right.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's gonna be a wild
That's
one. It's
gonna
gonna
be
be a wild one.
yeah. It's people just coming to get fucked up, you know.
Exactly. Exactly. Sign me up for that party. Sign me up for that.
Excuse my French.
Yeah. No, you good.
Sign me up for that one.
All right. Let's see. Let's see. All right. I like that answer. We're going to move on. Would you rather open up? I know you mentioned him on your Mount Rushmore. So would you rather open up for Dave Chappelle or be a special guest on SNL?
So that for me is easy, because one thing makes my career much more than the other thing,
Mm.
and that's being on Saturday Night Live.
Oh,
And the thing is, I feel like one day I hope to meet Dave Chappelle, and if I do, I would be grateful for whatever capacity we came across one another. And it doesn't necessarily have to be me opening up for him, but any comedian who would rather opening up for somebody else than being on Saturday Night Live, just that resume isn't as strong. No matter who it is, no matter who you're opening up for Chris Rock, opening up for Louis C.K., Kevin Hart, it's still opening up for somebody else.
yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, being on Saturday Night Live is much more valuable to say you have done that as a comedian.
Yeah, that makes sense. I never thought about it like that. That makes total sense. All right, I'm going to throw one more at
Yeah,
you.
but I would love to meet Dave, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to tell him. I'll call him tomorrow. I'll tell him. Like, my man Erik said.
Yeah, please do. I need that.
All
I
right.
need it. I need it,
All
bro.
right. Let me
Do it now. Do it now,
do-
actually.
I'm
Right.
going to throw one more at you. Would you rather be in a blockbuster movie or be on a hit TV series?
Oh, see, that's tough. See, because I talk about making my career. I'm at the stage where I'm looking for what's going to make my name mainstream, like a Saturday Night Live, which I guess is a TV series, but movies are timeless. A blockbuster movie is timeless in its own right. So I guess right now,
I mean, The Fresh Prince
so
is timeless. The Cosby Show is timeless.
it is. It is. So it would depend on the network. What network is this TV series on? If it's on Netflix, I'm going with that.
True. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, so
Yeah.
Netflix is taking over. So that's probably the biggest.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah, it depends. It depends on the network, and it depends on who's in the movie. Like it's a lot of things that would kind of. But I guess just as a blanket, either or. Like if it's like the same people in the TV show or the movie, and they're both on Netflix or whatever, then I would have to go with the movie, only because a movie, like with a movie, there's less of a commitment, right? So like somebody like Chris Tucker is in Friday, at the same time that Jamie Foxx is doing the Jamie Foxx show, but Jamie Foxx has to show up, 3 days a week for 2 years, and Chris Rocker shoots a movie for 2 months and he's done. Wash my hands, like
Yeah.
it's like I made, we made history, and now we get to sit back and do other things.
Yeah, that's very true, man. You schooling me today, man. You making me think about my box. All right. He's like, give me the movie contracts. Man.
Yeah, right. One and done. Blockbuster. In and out, baby.
And I have commitment issues, so that's perfect. All right. So I got one more game for you, man. And this is a new game that I'm starting. So you are the first person to participate in this game with me, man. So I'm honored.
I'm honored.
This game is called Tell Us About It. All right. And in this game, I pull up a picture that I did my homework. I pull up a picture where you are in, and your job is to tell us what's going on in that picture. All right. Tell us about it. All right.
All
right. So hopefully this works. All right. So
it's going to work. I feel it.
All right. So tell us about this picture right here.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's dope. Yeah, this is one of the top five pictures that I'm most proud to be in, or that I've taken. Right. So Helium Comedy Club is a club in Philly where I work, and I feature for comedians, and I used to host for comedians. These days I do more featuring shows there. This was one of the last shows I hosted at Helium, and this was a year before Dick Gregory passed away.
Oh, wow.
And it's funny because they caught like Helium. And it's also special to me because of the guy who booked me to do this show. Jerry McGinnis, the guy who works for Helium Comedy Club, he did the booking at Helium Comedy Club, and he used to book me on the best shows. And he stopped booking for shows at Helium not long after this. And so this was one of the last shows like this, because I mean, I haven't worked for anybody like since Jerry and since Dick Gregory passed. So it was a special time, for me working at Helium. And so he hit me up like a few weeks before, like, can you host for Dick Gregory? And it was surreal. The whole thing was surreal because this dude is a pioneer in Black entertainment.
Yeah.
And I never take pictures with comedians that I work with. Like even, I mean, if it was like a Dave Chappelle or I would also take a picture. Who are we kidding? But most 9 times out of 10, if a comedian who's headlining shows nationally, who I'm featuring for or opening for, Jay Farrow, D-Ray, I took a picture with D-Ray, but no matter who the star is, I do my best not to take a picture because I want them to look at me as a peer, right? So I don't want to be that guy you work with that was like, oh, can we take a picture?
Yeah.
But when I work with Dick Gregory, obviously I had to swallow my pride. I'm like, hey, man, can we take a picture?
Yeah. No, I was looking at you the other way for that one, man. No, I was looking at you funny for taking advantage of that opportunity right there.
Yeah. Glad I took it.
All right. Moving on. Tell us about this picture right here.
1999.
All right.
1999. Yeah. Halloween, man. Halloween.
I thought these not your future career goals, man.
I did have an infatuation with police officers. I did not like a Lil Wayne Mrs. Officer infatuation, but like I want to solve crime. I want to solve crime kind of thing. Because and anytime I put a costume on, it always made me really hype as a kid. And I really like costumes like this, as opposed to like a Spider-Man costume or like a superhero thing. I like put a firefighter or a police officer costume on, because it made me feel strong as a kid. So it was Halloween 1999.
No, man, I love it. All right, I got one more for you.
Got one right behind you. Tell us about that one.
All right. Tell us about this picture right here.
Wow. Great job, Ricky. Good job. Yeah. So I've been married now for 2 years and 2 months. And I got married. Thank you. Yeah. I got married on the day that's pictured there. That day was December 31st, 2018. And that was the reception at the Hilton on City Avenue in Philadelphia, which is around the corner from where Candace lives. My wife, Candace, who you see there, she grew up around the corner from that hotel. And we had like 130 people there with us, watching us cut that cake and beat each other up with that icing, like you see right there. And they also watched the ceremony, which took place right before the reception at my church. But I love my wife. We met 10 months before this day, before the day we got married. 10 months, and we worked really fast. It was a quick dating period. Yeah. And when you know, and I know I love me some Candace Williams. And that was one of the most special days in my life, most special days of my life. You see. I got let's be gonna start right there before I go
Come on, man. You're inspiring some people right now, my brother. When you know, that's a word right there. Come on, man. When you know.
Hey, you picked some damn good pictures.
I tried, man. I did my homework. All right. Well, man, before I let you go, I got to ask you one more question, man. We got to know you a little bit more. You shared your story. You shared some of your opinions. You answered some tough questions, and you shared some beautiful memories. But I'm going to ask you, what can we do, right? What's the biggest thing that people can do to support you right now, man? How can we support you?
So right now, subscribe to Terrell's Top 5 on YouTube. That's what you can do right now. Right. Subscribing on YouTube takes like a second, right?
One click.
It's the quickest way to monetization on YouTube as well. I'm not monetized on YouTube, and I'm only like 900 subscribers away, which is a lot of subscribers. So I need people to subscribe. The funny thing is, I feel like people get electrocuted when they open YouTube and try to subscribe to me or try to subscribe to Terrell's Top 5. Something's happening. There's something blocking people from subscribing. I have like 3,300 friends on Facebook, like 1,400 followers on Instagram. I've got over 1,000 followers on Twitter. I've told all these people to subscribe, and I got like 80 subscribers. So the numbers just don't add up. I just don't understand why people don't want to subscribe, but I love you all, and I know you're all going to subscribe right now. So thank you very much, Rick.
Look, the people who watch Turn to Your Neighbor, the neighbors in this community, we follow up. We follow through. So you're going to see that number go up. You're going to see that number go up.
T2YN, I appreciate y'all. I really do.
Yeah, we appreciate you too, bro. So without further ado, man, I won't waste no more of your time. Thank you for being a guest on the show, man. You really brought it today, man. I really appreciate you, man.
This was amazing. Thank you, Ricky. I'll stay tuned. I'm joining one of those debates coming up too.
No, it's coming. I got you. Don't even worry about it. All right, well, guys, everyone, thanks for watching this episode, man. Turn to Your Neighbor. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe no matter how bad you get electrocuted. All right. because we're all a family, man. We got to share this with everyone you can. And until next time, peace, y'all. I'm gonna show you one I was gonna pull up. Hold
It's
up.
gonna be a good one. Watch. It's gonna be stupid.
I was like, dang, I should have did this one. Let me see. But I was doing my threes. So let me pick my top three. All right,
Right.
Bam.
Ah!
You would have to break this one down, my brother. I was ready.
Yo.
I was ready, man. I wouldn't
have been mad if you chose it. I would not have been mad.